Dr. Ewan Cameron, president of the American, Canadian and World Psychiatric Associations throughout the 50s and 60s. During his oversight of these highly regarded institutions, Cameron became involved in the CIA-directed program called MKUltra. Over the course of 20 years, unsuspecting patients were subjected to many forms of illegal treatment. According to the hearing report conducted in 1977 by the US Senate, MKUltra's main purpose was to develop a capability in the covert use of biological and chemical materials. The US government wanted to control the minds of their enemies, but first they had to test their own citizens.
I'm Christy Nicola, born July of 1962, rendering me 32 years of age. I was a subject in radiation as well as mind control and drug experiments. His objective was to gain control of my mind and train me to be a spy assassin. I was strapped down, naked, spread eagle, on a table, on my back. Dr. Green had electrodes on my body, including my head. He used what looked like an overhead projector and repeatedly said he was burning different images into my brain while a red light flashed aimed at my forehead.
Over the course of over a decade, he and several other doctors subjected unsuspecting patients to illegal torture therapy treatments, attempting to wipe their minds clean and build new personas. In the early stages of MKUltra, LSD was one of the main methods of experimentation. Patients were administered the psychoactive drug so that their sense of reality would become distorted. Doctors would test these patients' ability to give answers to questions against their will, using their observations to gauge whether the drug would allow them to force enemy spies to defect when captured. Dr. Cameron believed that this experimentation style was for the greater good. The main form of mind control methods were physical, the administration of drugs, hypnosis, sensory and sleep deprivation, to chemical sleep for weeks, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse. Many of the patients were prostitutes, drug addicts, or convicted felons who had essentially no way of fighting back. Some of the victims who hadn't been institutionalized or gone insane went to court and received a settlement, but they were still deeply scarred by what they had endured.
People are afraid to tell their doctors their histories as mind control subjects for fear of being considered to be crazy.
Few could recall important memories from their past or from being tested on. From the records that weren't destroyed, the unethical tests resulted in multiple deaths. The CIA attempted to cover up the truth about these experiments due to their immoral and unlawful nature. The government was focused on creating methods for the security of the nation, as opposed to protecting its individuals' constitutional rights, due to the fear of war. The government convinced the public that these experiments had concluded, but there are still theories to this day that a program similar to MKUltra is alive and well. Project MKUltra was a massive breach of society's trust. The CIA, an organization supposedly dedicated to the protection of the American people, went under its citizens' noses to conduct one of the largest covert research experiments in history. However, this type of trust breach is not at all unfamiliar to the American people. It's hard not to wonder, what else are they hiding from us?